Have you ever got someone kicked out of Disneyland? When I was 10 years old, I had this leg injury where the tendon stretched a little too much when I was going through a growth spurt. Because of that, I had to use crutches and wore a brace on my leg all the time. I could barely walk on that leg, and I would often wake up in the middle of the night screaming in pain until my mom gave me some pain medicine to help. It was an injury that lasted for months, and it was the most painful months of my life. During the summer, my parents surprised us with a trip to Disneyland. I still couldn't walk, so I had to be in a wheelchair, but that meant we could skip the lines at the park. My family was fine with that. Everything was going great. We were having a lot of fun. My dad got us ice cream as we wheeled through the park, and we didn't have to wait for any lines. We had just arrived at the Pirates of the Caribbean ride when a crazy lady appeared behind us. I noticed her earlier, and now I thought she was following us around because she was at every ride we've been on. The ride attendant gestured us forward, and we were about to step out of line when the lady suddenly blocked our way. "No way," she said loudly. "You've been skipping everyone all day. If anyone should skip the lines, it should be me." Dad frowned and stepped in front of me. "What are you talking about? It's obvious my daughter is injured. Why else would she be in a wheelchair?" The lady sneered at me. "She looks fine to me. She's probably faking it." I was shocked that she would accuse me of faking my injury. "I'm not," I said. "I have a disease in my leg," she scoffed. "Yeah, right. Get up and walk, little girl." Dad was getting red in the face and his fists balled up at his sides. "Get out of our way," he said. His voice dropped to a growl. "My daughter isn't faking anything." The lady shook her head stubbornly. "I'm not going anywhere. Admit you're faking it, girl. Get up." She was causing a commotion and strangers were watching us, starting to film the drama on their phones. I started shaking in my chair as nerves filled me. What if the staff thought I was faking it too? She was ruining our day at the park. The lady suddenly leaped around my dad. It happened so fast that no one could have stopped it. She grabbed my arm and yanked me out of the chair. I put pressure on my bad leg, cried out in pain, and crumbled to the ground. Tears entered my eyes and dripped down my cheeks as I stared at the lady. The blood drained from her face as she stared at me in horror, as if she couldn't believe she just did that. Chaos erupted after that. My dad started yelling at her while my mom helped me back in the chair and gave me some painkillers. The poor ride attendant didn't know what to do as he stood there raising his hands and trying to calm everyone down. "What is going on?" someone shouted. The ride attendant sighed in relief as he welcomed the newcomer. "Thank goodness," he said. He introduced the stranger as the park manager. I was in awe. This man was obviously important. My dad and the ride attendant explained the situation to the man, and he listened thoughtfully, but I could tell he was getting angry. He knelt in front of me with a gentle look on his face. "Are you all right?" he asked. "I'm fine," I sniffed. The tears were still falling. He nodded and spun around to face the lady. "We've already had quite a few complaints about you, lady," he snapped. "I've already had a talk with you and gave you one more chance to act right, but obviously our talk did nothing. You're done. I'm banning you from my park. Security will escort you out." A couple of beefy security guards appeared suddenly and grabbed the lady by her arms, dragging her to the exit while she kicked and screamed curses that weren't for the ears of children. The manager apologized to us and gave us free tickets that we could use anytime in the future and never expired. My parents were already planning a second Disneyland trip before this one was even over.